Okay, for this question, please have the Z table with you and watch part 1 because there are some explanations that are done there that I will assume that you know already. So this question is the opposite of the question in part 1. In this case, they are asking you to find Z0, to find the Z score, and what you are given is the area here. So notice that the first one is giving you probability of Z less than or equal to Z0. This means it's the area to the left of Z0. So this means that the area to the left of Z0 is 0.9750. For the second question, notice that it's bigger than or equal. So this, what you are given is that the area to the right side of Z0 is equal to 0.1314. Okay, this is important to know so that you understand how to go. For example, in part B, if you watch part 1 of using the Z table, the first video about the Z table, you remember that the probability that Z is bigger than or equal to Z0 or the area to the right is 1 minus the probability of Z less than Z0. And remember here, if you put equal or not put equal, it doesn't matter for areas. So now they are giving you that this is 0.1314. So you can say this implies that the probability of Z less than Z0, I can see it now from this equation. If you want the probability of Z less than Z0, you just take things to the other side, so it will be the same as 1 minus 0.1314, which is, if you do it on your calculator, it would be 0.8686. So in this case, we have changed the question so that we can use the Z table. Of course, for the first part, part A, we can use the Z table immediately. But for this one, for part B, we needed to change it so that we can use the Z table, because for the Z table to use it, you need to have the area to the left or the probability that Z is less than Z0. And they're asking you to find Z0 in part B. So now when we changed it to less than, it made us able to use the Z table. So, okay, let's go back to the first one. They are telling us that the area, look here, it's 0.9750. So what we have to do now is to go to the Z table and find this number in the body of the table. So let's go to the table. In the negative, we know they go only up to 0.5. That's the maximum that you can get, which is here, you see. So you cannot get anything. Everything in the table here is less than 0.5. And we are looking for 0.9750. So we know that this should be in the positive side of the table. So if you look carefully, you will find it, let me see, yeah, I see it here. You can see 0.9750. And let's see where it's coming from. If you move to the left here, it's coming from 1.9, and then we want one more digit, so 0.06. So this means that the Z score for this area is 1.96. This is 1.9 here, and this is 0.06. Together they give you 1.96. So you go back and you say area to the left of Z0 is this. So therefore, using the Z table immediately, we know that Z0 is equal to 1.96. You remember in part 1 of this video, we had the Z score So you were given this and you were asked to find the area. In this question, you are given the area and you need to find the corresponding z-score. It's just a way of making you understand how to use the table. If you know how to do it in both ways, then you will understand it perfectly. Now, let's go to part B and finish it. It will be very quick now. Because we already did this part, we said that finding the probability that z is bigger than or equal to z0, you can use the formula that the probability of z bigger than or equal to z0 is 1 minus the probability of z less than z0. And this gives you the probability of z less than z0 is this number here. Okay, this is very important now. This number now is the number that you look for in the table. And because it's above 0.5, you know that you should look in the positive z-score. So let's find 0.8686 in the positive part. So if you look carefully, you will find that it's here. You see it, 0.8686, and it's coming from 1.1, and then the second digit is 2. So this means that the z-score for this part is 1.12. And this solves the question. So you just go back and say, therefore, using the z table, the z-score, z0, for this question is 1.12. And please watch part 3 of this, because you will have a question where you have a z between two z-scores, and you need to find the z-score. So I prefer to do it by itself in one video so that you get the idea better. Make sure you understand this one before you go to part 3, and always have the table with you when you are solving questions like this. And I will stop here.